Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu has claimed that Iran no longer has the capacity to enrich uranium or make ballistic missiles after 20 days of US-Israeli air attacks. Netanyahu said, "We're winning and Iran is being decimated. What we're destroying now are the factories that produce the components to make these missiles and to make the nuclear weapons that they're trying to produce." Netanyahu, however, he did not provide evidence for his claim that Iran no longer had the capacity to enrich uranium. Let's listen in.
אנחנו פועלים עכשיו לא רק כדי להשמיד את הטילים הבליסטיים ואת תוכניות הגרעין שנשארו, מעט נשאר, אלא גם להשמיד את התעשיות שמאפשרות לייצר את התוכניות הללו. וכבר עכשיו, לאחר 20 יום, אני יכול לבשר לכם, לאיראן אין היום אפשרות להעשיר אורניום, ואין לה אפשרות לייצר טילים בליסטיים. אנחנו ממשיכים בריסוק היכולות הללו. אנחנו נרסק אותם.
Mr. Karuri Singh, do you think there's any weight in what Netanyahu is saying, or is this just messaging?
I don't think his opinion is correct in case of Iran. Of course, Iran has been decimated economically right from the last 2 decades. In fact, what should I say? The Iranian economy is so fragile and weak, and even Iranians fail to have any banking connections around the world. Despite the fact Iran has maintained its economic status and sold the oil to different countries, including China, on maybe through ruble directly, or maybe the sort of barter kind of things. So when Netanyahu says we are winning the war, this is right from the beginning. Even from the beginning, President Trump told that we will win the war, and then he told we won the war, and thereafter he told we are winning the war, and ultimately he asked for the help of different allied countries. So when Netanyahu is saying we are winning the war, it is a psychological kind of thing, because in the psychological war, disinformation, propaganda, these are the instruments being used psychologically to prove the citizens of their own countries that we are winning, and to convince the world that we are in a better position. Ultimately, we win the war. So I don't think it is backed by the correct information from Iranian side, because Iranian the strategy and Iranian planning is different from what the Israeli and Americans are planning. They are making the war costly affair to United States and Israel. And in that, I think Iran is somewhat successful. And Trump is facing wrath of the American citizens within his own society. So the war will be longer, and if longer the war, I don't think US will be able to sustain itself in the war situation, and Israel will be the stronger enough. It is not like 6 days war of 1967 when Israel won the war within 60 days. Now the 3 weeks have already passed. Now they are entering in the 4th week. So this war will be longer, and the whole global community indirectly having burnt of this war. So how it will come to the close is very, very difficult to predict. Of course, so many countries are having some back channel diplomacy to bring the warring parties to the negotiating table, but right at the moment it seems difficult. And in case the West Asian countries, particularly of the Gulf Council countries, they enter in the war, it will be more disastrous for not only for the region but the whole world. So what Netanyahu is saying, it's a psychological type of thing to convince the Israeli citizens and the global community that Israel has an upper hand and we are not going to negotiate till the Iran is completely decimated, and that is the psychological kind of thing. So I don't think it is backed by the actual situation, ground zero situation in Iran as well as in Israel as well. Okay, Vasali.
Right. Now,